In the last class, we were looking at what is a group, what is a ring, what is a field, what is a finite field. We are looking at what are prime fields, what are extension fields, and we have understood that extension fields contain polynomials. And as a continuation of this session, in today's session, we'll be learning about finite field arithmetic, how we perform addition, multiplication, division on a finite field. First, we will perform all this arithmetic using GF2 power 3, and then we'll take a simple example in GF2 power 8. Why we need to understand all these things is, in advanced encryption standard, we'll be using finite field arithmetic. In the last session, we were looking at GF2, which is nothing but GF2 power 1. This is a prime field, and we have understood the elements in this finite field are nothing but 0 and 1. In today's session, we'll be looking at GF8. GF8 can be represented as GF2 power 3. Say when you can represent a finite field as a power of a prime, so 2 is a prime and this is the power of the prime, and this is represented in the form p power m, where p is a prime and m is greater than 1, then you call that to be an extension field. Whereas this GF, a prime raised to the power 1, you call that to be a prime field. So when m is equal to 1, that's a prime field. When m is greater than 1, you call that to be an extension field. We say GF2 power 3 is an extension field. And we have understood that what is there in an extension field? It's a set of polynomials. So I will tell you what are the polynomials that exist in this set of elements. Say when you consider GF2 power 3 to be a set of elements, that's a finite field. What are the elements in this set? And all these elements are polynomials. We'll see what are these polynomials. So GF2 power 3 contains 8 elements, and all these 8 elements are polynomials, and these polynomials take the form given below. So it is 0, 0, 0. That is, all the terms are zeros. 0, 0, 1. There is only one term in your polynomial. So likewise 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, 1. So when you talk about the polynomials in GF2 power 3, they take up this form, that is ax square plus ax plus 1. How many elements are there? 8 elements. So 8 elements are given here. When I say 0, 0, 0, all these terms are 0, so the output is 0. When we say 0, 0, 1, the next element is, this is 0, this is 0, so we have only one element, the next element will be 1. When we say 0, 1, 0, so this element ax square is 0, ax remains. Since it is 1 or 0, we can say a is 1, so we'll have x plus this term is 0. So 0, 1, 1, what does that mean? This term is 0, this term and this term exist, and since it is a 1, a is considered, the coefficients are considered to be 1 here. So when I say 0, 1, 1, this is nothing but x plus 1. So that is the next term. What is 1, 0, 0? Ax square exists, we consider a to be 1, so only x square is there, the other two terms are zeros. So the polynomial we have is x square. Likewise 1, 0, 1, what does that mean? This term is a 1 and this term is not existing and this term is existing. So we'll say that is x square plus 0 plus 1, that is nothing but x square plus 1. Likewise 1, 1, 0, so this is 1, this is 1, this is 0. Since a is a 1, we'll say x square plus x plus 0, that is nothing but x square plus x. Likewise 1 1 1, all the three terms exist, and we'll not worry about a's, we'll consider a to be a 1. So what will be the final term? That is x square plus x plus 1. That will be our final term. So we have 8 polynomials in our finite field g of 2 power 3. What are those polynomials? It is 0, 1, x, x plus 1, x square plus 1, and x square plus x, and x square plus x plus 1. So I hope you have understood how we derive all these polynomials. So the polynomials in g of 2 power 3 take the form ax square plus ax plus 1. Since the value is either a 1 or a 0, each term is either a 1 or a 0. If a term is considered to be 1, we consider a to be 1. If a term is 0, the entire term is 0. That's how we have attained all these polynomials. So if it is 0 1 0, what is the polynomial? This term will be a 0, this term will exist, this term will be a 0. Whereas here, when a term exists, a is considered to be 1. So what will be there? X. So 0 1 0 is nothing but x. Okay. So we know in g of 2 power 3, what are the elements in the set? 0 1 x, x plus 1, x square plus 1, x square plus x, and x square plus x plus 1. The very first thing that we learn is addition. How we can perform addition of any two elements in g of 2 power 3. So we'll go to the next slide and we'll take an example. We'll take any two elements and we will add them. Let's take these two elements. Let's take x square plus x, and we'll add it with x square plus x plus 1. Let's perform an addition of these two elements. So the very first operation we are going to look at is addition, and we are going to take x square plus x plus 1, and we are going to add it with x square plus x. So this term is actually a 0. So we have already understood addition in a finite field is nothing but an XOR operation. Addition in g of 2, we have understood that this is an XOR operation. If you're confused about this, take a look at our previous session. So what is an XOR operation? Say we assume that when x square and x square we are going to add, this is nothing but 1 and 1 here. So when two bits are 1s, we are going to have an output as 0. This term will cancel out. Likewise, you have a 1 and 1 here, so this term will cancel out. So this will be the output. So it's nothing but 0 0 1. So what is the result of addition of these two terms? It's nothing but 1. And 1 is again part of our set of elements. So that is the main thing. When you perform an operation on any two elements, the result is also part of the set. Can we take another example? Can we add these two numbers? Say x square plus 1, that is nothing but x square plus 0 plus 1. This term, we'll add it with x square plus x. So the third term is actually, what it means is a 0. So if you add, obviously you have a 1 and 1 here. In an XOR operation, these two things will cancel out. So you can consider it to be like this. When you have two similar terms, that will cancel out. So that will be a 0, and you have an x out, and this will be a 1. So what is the output here? This is nothing but x plus 1. And again, x plus 1 is part of our set, right? Okay. So whenever you're talking about addition in a finite field, similar terms will cancel out. The same thing, I'll be writing it like this. Say we are trying to add x square plus 1 plus x square plus x. So we are trying to add x square plus 1 with x square plus x. So you can very well go and cancel out terms that are repeating. So what is the answer now? X plus 1. That's what we have achieved here. In addition, you have to understand that it's an XOR operation and similar terms will cancel out each other. Now let's talk about multiplication. Multiplication in G of 2 power 3, what we'll do here is we'll take two elements and multiply. Let's take these two elements, x square plus x plus 1, and we'll multiply that with x square plus 1. Polynomial multiplication. So when you multiply these two elements, what will be the output? It will be, you take x square and you multiply here. So it will be x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x square plus, and you have a 1 here, you multiply that, that is x square plus x plus 1. So we have x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x square plus x square plus x plus 1. Addition in finite field is an XOR operation. So the similar terms we can cancel out. Are there any more similar terms? No. The result here is x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x plus 1. But is this polynomial present in our set of elements corresponding to G of 2 power 3? Is x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x plus 1 present in this set of elements? We'll go and check that. So this is the set corresponding to G of 2 power 3, and we don't have x power 4 plus x plus something, right? So we don't have x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x plus 1 in G of 2 power 3. Because the highest degree we have here is only x square, and the result we have attained is x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x plus 1. So in this case we have to use an irreducible polynomial. So px, this is nothing but an irreducible polynomial. And what this px is, this is another polynomial, and we are going to take this polynomial x cube plus x plus 1. And what we are going to do is, we are going to take, this is px, we are going to take this px and we are going to take this polynomial and divide by px. So we are just reducing this such that we get an element that is part of G of 2 power 3. So we are taking this polynomial and we are taking an irreducible polynomial. We are dividing this polynomial by the irreducible polynomial, so that the result we are going to get after this revision will be part of our G of 2 power 3. So we have to look at how we can divide two polynomials. So again we'll convert that to the binary format here. So what is there here? X power 4 plus x power 3 plus x plus 1. This means this is x power 4 is present, x power 3 is present, x square is missing, so that's a 0, plus x is there, and plus 1. So this is the binary representation of this polynomial. Whereas for this, how can you represent? X cube is 1, x square is missing, x is 1, there is a 1. So this is the binary representation of this polynomial. So when you are dividing 11011 by 1011. So how will you divide this? It's nothing but 11011. You're going to divide it by 1011. So you just give a 1, so it becomes 1011. And again it's an XOR operation, 1 and 1 cancels out. Here we have a 1, here we have 1. This 1 and 1 cancels out, so it's a 0. And you bring this 1 here now. And now again you perform a 1, so you're going to have 1011. So 1 1 cancels out, you have 1 here, and you have a 1 here. This 1 1 cancels out, so it's a 0 here. So this is actually the result. What is the result? You have 110. And what does this correspond to? This corresponds to something like x square plus x plus 0. So this is a 0. So we'll have x square plus x. So the result of dividing x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x plus 1 by x cube plus x plus 1 is nothing but x square plus x. And this x square plus x is actually present in our set G of 2 power 3. So I hope how we have divided. You just take the binary representation of these two polynomials, start dividing it, and you take the remainder. Say here our remainder is 110. It's nothing but a polynomial with 3 terms, whereas the last term is a 0, right? So it's going to be x square plus x plus 1. Since this is a 0, 1 will be a 0. So you have x square plus x as the output. If you get the remainder to be 111, say if you get a remainder to be 111, what will be a polynomial? It will be x square plus x plus 1. So if you get a remainder like this will be a polynomial. If your remainder is just a 1, say if your remainder is just a 1, what will be the output? That will be the last term, right? So your output will be 1. So that's how you add, you multiply, and you divide polynomials in GF2 power 3. Say if you're going to multiply two polynomials and you're going to get a polynomial of an higher degree that is not present in GF2 power 3, we're going to use an irreducible polynomial. There are many irreducible polynomials. Here we have taken this x cube plus x plus 1. We're going to take this and we're going to take this polynomial and divide it by this irreducible polynomial, so that we get another polynomial that is part of the set GF2 power 3. I hope you are now clear with how we perform finite field arithmetic, because we'll be using such a kind of arithmetic in advanced encryption standard when you're going for multiplication, addition, or division. When we are talking about advanced encryption standard, we are looking at this finite field, that is GF 256, that contains 256 different elements, and it is an extension field because we say it is GF 2 power 8. So when you talk about GF2 power 8, how many elements you're going to have here? 256 elements. So this set GF2 power 8 contains 256 different elements, and each element contains 8 terms. So this every element in this set is a polynomial containing 8 terms, and every element here is a polynomial containing 8 terms that is represented like this, that is x power 7 plus x power 6 plus x power 5 plus x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x square plus x plus 1. So when you talk about the first element, that will be nothing but it's represented as 0 0 0. It's an 8-bit element where everything is a 0. So when everything is a 0, you're not going to have any terms here. All the terms will be a 0. So the first element is a 0. Whereas the second element is represented like this, 0 0 0 0 0 1 0. So you have only this term in the polynomial present. So what is that term corresponding to? That's an x. So your second element will be an x in this set. This set corresponds to, what is this set? GF 2 power 8. Likewise, you change the bit combinations, you will get 256 different elements, and based on that you'll be getting 256 different polynomials. Let's talk about the third element. What is the third element here? 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 1. So third element contains 2 terms. What are those 2 terms? X plus 1. So what will be the last element, the 256th element? It will be 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, all ones. So the last element you're going to have all ones. What does that mean? The last element of our set will be x power 7 plus x power 6 plus x power 5 plus x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x square plus x plus 1. It contains all the terms. So like that, you're going to have 256 different polynomials in our set, that is GF 2 power 8. Okay, now let us take a look at addition multiplication and division in GF2 per 8. Let's take some simple examples and work it out. So let's consider these two polynomials. One is x power 7 plus x power 5 plus x plus 1. So we're going to add this polynomial with another polynomial x. So it's a simple XOR addition. So what is going to be the result? Similar terms will cancel out and the output here will be x power 7 plus x power 5 plus 1. So that is our result. Now let us go and try multiplication. How will we perform multiplication of two polynomials in GF2 per 8? It's very similar to what we have done in GF2 per 3. So let's go and take these two polynomials and multiply. So we'll take x power 7 plus x power 6 plus x power 5 plus x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x square plus x plus 1. So we'll multiply this polynomial with this polynomial x plus 1. So we'll take x and we'll multiply it here. What is that we are going to get? It's x power 8 plus x power 7 plus x power 6 plus x power 5 plus x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x square plus x. And now you have this one, you multiply it here. So what you're going to get plus the entire term is going to just repeat x power 7 plus x power 6 plus x power 5 plus x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x square plus x plus 1. So in addition, we know similar terms will cancel out. So this x power 7 will cancel out with this x power 7. X power 6 cancels out with this x power 6. X power 5 cancels out with this x power 5. X power 4 cancels out with this x power 4. X power 3 also cancels. We have an x square here and an x square here, so we cancel it. An x here and an x here, so we cancel it. So you have just 1 and x power 8 remaining. So what is remaining here is x power 8 plus 1. But is this present in GF2 per 8? So when you go and take a look at this set, in GF2 per 8 the maximum degree we have is x power 7, whereas what we have attained here is x power 8. So we have to go and reduce this. X power 8 plus 1 is not in GF2 per 8, so we have to reduce this. How will we reduce this? Is we'll use this irreducible polynomial. So we used an irreducible polynomial in GF2 per 3. Here the irreducible polynomial that we have to use is x power 8 plus x power 4 plus x power 3 plus x plus 1. So this is the irreducible polynomial. So we are going to divide x power 8 plus 1 by p of x, and that result will be in GF2 per 8. So we'll write x power 8 plus 1 in binary. So we have x power 8, x power 7 is missing, x power 6 is missing, 5 is missing, 4 is missing, 3 is missing, x square is missing, x is missing, we have a 1. So this is the binary form of this. Likewise, we will write the binary form of this. So x power 8 is there, x power 7 is missing, 6 is not there, 5 is not there, 4 is there, 3 is there, x square is missing, x is there, 1 is there. So this is p of x, this is the polynomial. We are going to take this one and divide it by this one. So we'll go and see the division. Let me write it here. It's nothing but 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 and 0 1. This should be divided by this one, that is 1 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So just give a 1 and then you write it here. So it is 1 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So 1 and 1 gets cancelled out in an XOR. So you'll have this is 0 0 0 0 0 0. So the output here will be 1 1. This is actually 0. This is 1. So 1 and 1 gets cancelled out. So it's a 0. So this is the result, and how will you represent that as a polynomial? This is 0, so we have an x square is missing, and this is x cube, and what is this? This is x power 4. So this is nothing but x power 4 plus x cube. X square is 0 plus x plus 1. So 1 is also 0. So what is the result of this division? X power 4 plus x cube plus x. So now we have a polynomial which is actually present in g of 2 power 8. So please keep this in mind. When we go in for an irreducible polynomial p of x, it's only when the result is of an higher degree and this result is not present in our g of 2 power 8, then what we do is we use this irreducible polynomial, we divide the result by this irreducible polynomial, and we get this final result which is part of the set. So I hope you have now a clear understanding of how finite field arithmetic is performed in GF 2 power 8, and we'll be using the exact concepts in mixing column steps in advanced encryption standard.